Today, I want to talk about the pressure of building honesty. This is a topic that has been on my mind for a few days, really since Yvan left. Yvan Lacroix, what a great individual and a leader of this community, was in the area and asked if he could stop by and shoot a little bit of content and just give me some overall mentorship, something that I've asked him and many others for. And of course, being the great individual that he is, he agreed and made time to speak, and it was wonderful. But it did left me feeling a little bit anxious and a little bit of pressure. Yvan, very similar to the experience I've had with Nighthawk Detailing, really has opened my eyes to one of the core concepts that I've kind of lived by, which is 16 ounces for $16 is not a great deal. But the one objection to that is if you develop a system that is made to operate in a very efficient way, or you just put a whole lot of value into that 16 ounces. So for example, you have like Nighthawk brand detailing that will put a 2000 to 1 chemical inside of a 16 ounce bottle, okay? And then you have somebody like Yvan who has developed a system where every single product is so well thought out, is so well put together with his experience and his personal touch, that even though it might be one of the most expensive soaps on the market by price, or it might be the most expensive this or that, right? When you look at it per ounce, when you're only doing 4 sprays for an entire hood of compound, it's going to be right there on budget. And see, the thing is, Yvan can get away with doing systems like that because one of his biggest attributes is that he teaches. Anytime you bring something new to market, there's 2 things you have to think about: cost of marketing and the cost to educate if it's something new. Well, all Yvan does is educate, whether it's with his chemicals or somebody else's. He is an educator. So he can build a system that maybe is a little bit complex, and because he has everybody's buy-in, they're gonna be fine with that. So for example, he's got a compound that's in a spray bottle that's already unique in itself. But then he teaches, and you'll see this in the video once I get it put out, he sprays it on the pad, runs the pad 1 or 2 rotations, and it's automatically evenly coated. There's no put 3 dots here and then heat the pad up and then do all these little things. He just goes in and gets it, right? And this is a way that he's devised to be able to compound or polish a car and get excellent results. And this is for the guy in the driveway or the guy in somebody else's driveway doing mobile. It's a really brilliant system. But one of the things he said was that although everybody at the House of Rags loves each other, and I've seen that, nothing but absolute love, there's a certain competitive spirit about any of these different products. They want to make the sales. They want to compete like any team would, right? So I think about the task that's in front of us at Honest Car Care, myself and Christy, and we are absolutely going to be put on day one in a forum where we're competing against somebody who has the years of experience that Yvan has, the expertise that Eddie and Jamie has, the expertise of other whole entire countries backing them up. All these different wonderful systems that these people have spent 10 years developing. I remember talking to Nick from Yum Car Care, and he's like, yeah, man, I spent like 5 to 8 years just developing this one product. And the reality is, Christy and I think have, 10 months to really put out some really good stuff that you guys are proud of. The other thing about that is, if I was just a guy off the street coming up with a product line, I think I would be given a little bit more grace. We would have our own ability to kind of create what our demographic is going to be at. But the thing is, the moment that we drop a product line for Honest Car Care, we are already going to be by a certain demographic of people. And we can try to expand that a little bit with whatever our unique offering is going to be. But at the end of the day, there's already a core group of people that love the House of Rags, and we need to answer kind of their call first. That's a really good thing. That means we will absolutely sell some products once they're released. I'm very confident in that because of the foundation that the House of Rags has built. But that also means we have to really create something on the first try that makes these people happy. And if we don't, oh boy, right? It's going to be not great. Me kind of being the new guy to the House of Rags, it's a very unique feeling and a unique place to be in. I'm super happy to be here, and I hope that over everything we're able to raise a lot of money for charity. And more than anything, I just want the people that brought me into the House of Rags to be proud of me. And I want to make Christy proud. I want to make Jamie and Eddie proud, and just on down the line. I want to make Yvan proud. He's a mentor. He's a large reason why I'm even here to this day. That's something that's very core to me. Right now, I'm kind of going through a huge change. It's not just losing my job. I'm going from working nights for the last 3 years to now kind of switching to a daytime schedule with a focus on kind of being at home for at least the next couple weeks, answering the phone for different job interviews during the day. My body is extremely tired right now. I feel like my mind has never been in a greater place, but your mind and your body work together in such a way, and sometimes it can play tricks on you. It can signal different things. And I know myself with my own struggles with mental health, I just have to be careful right now, not to get overwhelmed, not to put too much pressure on myself, but I have to find a way to continue to produce. There's times I wake up and my body just doesn't want to work. I'm so sore. I have feel like I just got done working out or something like that. I got a bunch of lactic acid buildup. And sometimes just rolling over and swinging my legs over the front of the bed and slipping some shoes on is a small victory or a big victory. So I have to continue to monitor my own body. And when I feel overwhelmed, sometimes I just have to shut things down so that I don't get to a point that is dangerous. So I don't let depression kind of creep up. Another big thing that's happening when I rotate my schedule like this is making sure I take my medications very consistently. I'm having to switch from taking things at 8 p.m. until the daytime. There's going to be an effect to that, right? So just making sure that I stay even keel, and making sure that I continue to try to pace myself and not do too much one day and not enough the next day, just trying to stay even. One thing I don't think I've really explained a whole lot is how bad the ADHD is for me. My short-term memory is extremely bad. It's one of the reasons why I struggle. I don't think I struggle with the confidence to speak publicly, but sometimes what I say doesn't really come out because I'll get lost between my first initial thought and the next thing. So that causes me to interrupt people sometimes. I either have to write it down real quick or I just kind of spit it out so I don't forget it, which some people can take as rude or, whatever. And it's just like, I'm so sorry. I don't mean to talk over you, but I just had a thought and I had to get it out. These are just things that I'm learning how to deal with as I work with a group. Just improving communication. There's definitely pressure to make sure that I do that effectively. And now that Christy's back to work and it's like I'm at home almost full time right now, making sure that I'm still being productive, but in a format that allows me to continue to communicate with Christy or during her lunch breaks, during her things like that. The biggest thing though, I do feel a lot of pressure that we're going to get given a very tiny window to put together a line that we are proud of and that the people will stand behind. And I feel like if we miss the mark on that, it's not going to be great. I truly want to build something that people are happy to use on their vehicle. We've went back and forth on, do we do concentrates? Do we do ready to use? It's really hard because the truth is you're going to make more money for charity, which is what our goal, by doing a bunch of RTU formulas. The margins are higher if that's what your company stands behind, but you can make a lot of money doing concentrates too. It just is a volume game, right? Inherently, your margins are going to be lower if you sell things in a gallon than in a 16 ounce, but you might have to spend more money on marketing to sell the 16 ounces to recoup your cost. It all just works into itself. It's a very moving and complicated thing that we have to think about. This is our first shot, but we are doing it on a very public and massive stage where I think our rope, especially I know mine being the new guy, is extremely short. There's going to be people that are very critical and we welcome that, but we just want to make sure that we think everything through. When that day comes where we release that first product, we both know that thing has to be rock solid. And then we have to be in agreement within ourselves of whatever strategy that we put out, especially now that we're kind of doing different vlogs and different things on our own channels. We still have to take notes every night and make sure that we're not putting anything out that is opposite and that we're still united on kind of what we want to do. And there's nothing wrong with having a difference of opinion, for sure. There's so many things on a daily basis that we would do differently, but it's about just that constant communication, which is unique because before it wasn't a big deal when I worked nights, but Christy is 3 hours behind me. So, and then she has an hour commute to and from work. So by the time it hits, let's say 3 o'clock her time, she's not even out of school, but it's 6 o'clock my time. I'm cooking dinner, getting kids in baths, things like that. And then by the time it's 9 o'clock my time, it's 6 o'clock her time. Well, guess what? Now she's cooking dinner, getting kids in baths, right? So we have maybe an hour a day where there's a little bit of overlap where things maybe can calm down for her. But the thing about time is you cannot be in two places at once. So if she's talking to me on the phone all day, then maybe there's something that she has to drop, or vice versa. Maybe there's something I have to drop. So the communication is something that is very unique. I think both of us have been very independent people. She's had her own kind of forum and podcast for at least a year now. And I've been running my own business and ideas for a long time. Communication is certainly something that I have to get better at, without a doubt. And, there's obviously pressure to do that. But the biggest thing is, if we were creating this brand from scratch with no audience yet, or even just the audience that we made on social media, we would have, I think, a little bit longer of a rope to kind of win people along. But I think because we're making something on such a big stage that's already been developed, that's already been curated, I think we really have to hit it out of the park. And we have to be very careful about the entire system that we build, because we have some of probably the best product line engineers in the entire industry from all over the world. And we have to put a system together that actually works and functions. It's not just about making the best this and the best that and the most powerful this and the most powerful that. It's making a product, standing behind that product, and justifying anything that maybe other people would frame as you overlooked it. Well, we didn't want to make the most aggressive tire cleaner because of this, and we have to be able to be united in why we wanted to do certain things. We're okay with you having to do 2 passes on a tire cleaner, because if we made something that was a pH 14, it would be a little bit more dangerous, and our target demographic is X, Y, or Z. I'm not saying that that's something that's going to happen, but these are all things that we have to think about. And then obviously the big elephant in the room is, it's not our money necessarily funding this, right? We are essentially the face of a franchise, but we don't make the final decision on what product is what, or what formula is going to be what, or any of that. So it makes it a very unique thing. We'll just leave it at that. So yeah, I just wanted to kind of share some notes. I feel like I'm okay, but sometimes I don't know, am I just tired because I'm adjusting, or is this mental health, right? Is this a little bit of depression creeping in? Have I taken my medication today? And then just trying to continue to be a family man. My daughter hit me up yesterday. She's very concerned that I don't have a job right now. And I told her, hey, everything's all right. We have money, everything's good, but they're coming of age. You don't know what type of stress that they're going through, because they just are gonna worry just like normal humans. Are we gonna be okay? And she talked to me yesterday about it, and she just said, Daddy, why don't you have a job? And I just explained to her that I got laid off. And she says, okay. And I said, baby girl, we're gonna be okay, I promise. Daddy is a planner. We are gonna be okay for a few months. And I'm still fielding different job applications and things like that. But at the end of the day, if we don't figure something out, I would say in the next 45 days, life's gonna get a little tight. That's just the nature of life. So yeah, there's pressure coming from all areas. I'm sleeping a lot right now, because that's kind of the default, is just kind of, all right, let's just chill out. Let's just sit down and figure this out. Taking a little bit of naps, just trying to stay regulated. But at the end of the day, gotta have a little bit of progress every single day. I know this was quite the ramble. I'm gonna continue focusing on things that make me happy, like building this office out, building the studio out, and we'll just keep pushing from there. And hopefully we build something that everybody's happy with. I'm very confident with the expertise of Jamie, Eddie, Ivan, and Christy, obviously, that we're gonna bring something that really is in line with the standard of the House of Rags. But that doesn't mean that it's gonna go without pressure, without a lot of dedication, with a lot of moving parts. And I just wanted to share that with you, because that's what we're doing. We're kind of vlogging here, and this is something that's been on my mind ever since Mr. Ivan left. And I just wanted to kind of let you guys know kind of that behind the scenes story. I'm excited to try out some soaps. Me and Christy are still talking back and forth to fine tune exactly what the next product is, but I think it's probably gonna be a soap. So we're just kind of going through that, and we've got some other people that we're going to be testing wheel and tire cleaners as we kind of hit that next round too and really finalize what we want to do. Anyways, I love you guys. Peace. Give me a comment below and let me know what you guys do when you feel a little bit of pressure, a little bit of stress. Okay. Love you guys. And if you haven't been following this series or any of the stuff we're doing at HCC, I will go ahead and link that like right here. And I loop in all of Christy's HCC videos also. So you'll be able to see everything as it completely rolls out. All right. Love you guys. Peace.